Hi, welcome back to Now TV Canada. I am just a YouTube channel. So this is the package I'm going to be putting up for bid for offers. You can email me if you want to for offer, and I'll go through everything here because I can do a little longer video here. So here we've got a special something, which was done in 2008, which would have been season 8 of the Smallville TV show. This is the book I sent to the TV show. As a gift. It was free. There was no charge, and it wasn't autographed, and it wasn't requesting an autograph or any of that. It was just the first book I had finished self-publishing as a gift to him, to Tom, because of where the show was at, and because of the talent, and the fact that you could open mic nights and poetry nights and cooking stuff, and it would have fit at that point in the show. And as a writer, I knew that, and it was also a way of introducing myself to him as a possible friend, just a friend. And so they sent it back to me unopened, and he never got to read it. I'm pretty sure that when he started getting the heebie-jeebies, when he was at a point in the show that he didn't like what was happening, what he was being paid to do, what he was being asked to do, that it would have been around the time that he did not get to read the mail that was for him. To not be allowed to have your own personal life and make your own decisions in your personal life, regarding stuff like poetry books and what was in it. And this is a pretty good book, and the stuff in it is pretty good. And there are pieces in here he would have enjoyed reading, and then there's stuff in here that might have made him cry. And all in all, it would have probably wanted to make Clark want to put me front and center on stage at a talent in an episode of some kind, and so he could be the actor and Clark could be the character that's introducing me when I was looking that damn hot to the world. And this is a dedication to Heath Ledger because it was around the time that he had passed away, and this was after I had met Brad and Angie in Alberta when they were here on a contract for something I can't really talk much about. But when I got back, I had learned when I got back to BC 6 months later, because I was so far north, that he had passed away 6 months prior to that. And I was so upset because I was there in Alberta and so close to meeting him. And one of the reasons I was there is because I had been told that because of how good of a friend he was with Brad Pitt, that he was going to be there. And so I took the job and I went there to meet him. And I'm really, really upset because as a security guard, if he had met me, if he had been there, he'd still be alive. Now, I had a car that stopped having heat and it didn't work. And the guy I was working for wanted me to work for 2 weeks without heat in my car, doing 12-hour night shifts in the wintertime. And then he was going to dock my paycheck and use his credit card to pay to fix the heat. So because that incident cost me to lose my job, since I got out of the car and walked around to keep the blood flowing, to keep my heart beating, to keep me awake, to keep me alive, and to do grounds checks, I was sitting on a bench near the ravine or the water near the cabin and the front door where they were staying, and they saw my eyes closed because the beautiful sound of the nature, something I hadn't been around since I was a teenager in 1994, long time ago. I hadn't been camping, and it was just amazing, surreal to hear it. And I had my eyes closed listening to it, and I was sitting there blocking myself from the cold and the weather, and they had thought I was sleeping, and one of them complained. I doubt it was Brad, but one of them complained, and then the guy sends me away. I didn't get to meet Heath, and then Heath died. So I really firmly believe that because of my life experiences on the streets and in the world and my place in the industry, I firmly believe in security, that if that Heath was meant to meet me in order for him to be alive, for his life to have been saved. And because I had been fired for having no heat in my car, which is deadly illegal, which is like morally, ethically, just beyond wrong, and you just can't do that. It's a lawsuit that I could not lose, but I can't get a hold of Brad. So I've dedicated this book and put this writing in the back from him, because that's what I felt his spirit was saying. Walk tall as the trees, live strong as the mountains, be gentle as the spring rain, keep the warmth of the summer in your heart, and know through these pictures that my spirit will always be with you. And that refers to the books of all his pictures, he's one of the 10 most photographed men in the world, even beyond Tom Welling. So I wrote another piece as his daughter Matilda was growing up. And I went into the woods and I was screaming and upset and dealt with it my way. And I hung an apple on a tree. And I want to put that new piece into this revised copy that's coming out. So these traditional books are going to go up for bid in that auction on eBay. Hopefully I still get a hold of Brad Pitt at some point, and then he can go deal with the security company and that guy and the wrongful dismissal and all the back pay, because I probably would have stayed and worked and lived in Alberta and my life might have been a little better back then, but that's behind me now. It's a different part of my life and story. So the second book is called The Day My Goldfish Died, which is, of course, the prize piece. In color on the inside of the book. So you guys will be getting that book with the color copy in it. Even one tragedy is one too many. I won't be reading that prize piece. You'll just have to order the set. You'll have to put a bid on it. And the third one is a double book. It's like a rest in peace portion to a part of my life I put behind me, and the possibility that somebody I had known when I was using heavily could have passed away. I had a rumor that he had not survived, but I did not definitively know for sure. But at the same time, it's not like somebody I wanted to bring back into my life. And here is just an inspiration of Jaron Lowenstein, the twins, Evan and Jaron. They were musicians that I wish I could have made friends with earlier. And we could have worked together on music, because I have 5 albums of songs called Melodies of Israel. And there's a piece in there dedicated to his brother about him. And one of the songs that Jaron wrote, the words, you came into the picture like a work of art. Yeah, it's a good thing. And then I'm like, well, one kiss is worth 1,000 words. And this book has probably got more than 1,000 words in it. So it's a double size from the other 2. It's bigger. And here's the album of the demo CD. It's not necessarily love songs. The name I will have of this demo CD. Somebody else's very pretty handwriting did this for me. And I did it as a dedication to the Highway of Tears and all the missing and murdered women and children. This includes the residential horrors of our Canadian history. So the songs, When I Think of You, My Dear, Saying Goodbye, Painted a Beautiful Picture, Open Your Heart, One More Night, Lullaby, I May Hurt, I Am Israel, a new song, 10,000 Years, It's a Long Walk Back from Here, 3 o'clock in the morning, Highway of Tears, first song on the guitar, and then there's another one, second version, piano version. So that's the bonus piece. This will also be in the package, and it's autographed from when I was sort of busking and touring around. And I did get on the radio in Prince Rupert when I was up there. And then there's poetry pieces that I performed that are brand new pieces from this year's performances and last year's performances. A to Z, This Is Me, Alphabetical Dream, Father May I. This one was for a contest as well. It was meant to be a knockoff of Clark from Smallville, but the contest required the name to be 4 letters or less. So I got stuck with using Tom's actual name in the poem, but the picture is actually about Clark and Lana. So it's kind of confusing. But you'll understand it when you look at the picture and it says, what could be worse than losing the person that you love? And Clark's like, yeah, nothing. And so the point of the writer in the work is, if you don't fight for it hard enough, but someone else does, then this is what happens. And then the story gets told in the poem about what happens by the person who wrote this for the guy in the story, in the fiction of the situation. So it's a really good piece. I'm very proud of that. And then there's the Labyrinth of Love up there. And all of these are work that's on the other side to save on paper, right? And then there's the Smallville Re-Union Movie Book 1 sample copy that I had made for those events. And this is just one of my cards. I've had multiple cards made different sizes. This side is about future productions, contact information on here. And it shows my Supergirl trilogy and the poster and the binders that the original drafts of this work were in. And the trilogy is still sitting single printed in that binder, blue binder, in my Gatineau property. I've only printed off the one copy. It's big. It's going to take a lot of work. I've had no time to do with. And then this side is just advertising the QR code and pictures about You've Got Mail 2. And You've Got Mail 2 is what these 3 books of poetry are for. At the time I mailed this to the Smallville show to Tom, there was no You've Got Mail 2 movie written. So now it's different. Now the 3 books are in the story, and I have the 8 Mile 2 book that's on its way into production in 2 forms. One will be like this, the typed printed self-published copy, and the other will be the handwritten book. But it's not going to be in this package because it's not ready. And then there's the bookmarks. The bookmarks are sort of just samples of the girl I had paid to help me with doing the cover for the finished novel. The screenplay, the movie as a book. I keep saying that wrong. So she quit on me, so I didn't actually get the finished file for finishing the cover. So I made bookmarks out of the samples she gave me. So hopefully somebody else will be able to do something rather similar. I just wanted some changes done on the back of the book. A town fair, Ferris wheel, dunk tank, people eating cotton candy. Just stuff more fun than just half the page filled with writing, because you can do the writing for the bio of the author on the sleeves in the inside, and she just didn't want to do anymore. So I will give out the bookmark with this package, not all of the bookmarks, just one of the bookmarks on that. So I'm going to go and upload this to my eBay account. I had previously tried to sell one of the Superwoman t-shirts on eBay. I think I had tried to put it up for a bit of $1 million because it's the first Superwoman t-shirt. I didn't have enough popularity then, but I do now, as I'm only 15 hours away from my goal of being a creator on my YouTube again from the original rules, because I originally was a creator because I was one of the original YouTube users. So the reason for the bid for all of this now is so that I can work on Sara Sharif, the Blanket of Love, maybe start a series of Blanket of Love for people who have survived abuse, secret experiences that maybe people have never come forward about, and they should, or people who have lost loved ones who would like a blanket of love dedicated to their loved one, and see how that goes. And so I need support, people with talent to get involved, and bidding on this will make a difference. And maybe, just maybe, Tom will get the chance to review this whole package himself. And show people that he does care, that things do matter, that maybe there is something that he will get involved in, and maybe things around the kind of abuse I'm talking about in the work I write about and have survived, and regards to why I'm making the blanket might be something he gets involved in a way where people are like, oh, wow, hey, cool. If he's doing it and he's that good of a guy, then I'll do it too. So we'll see. So keep your eyes out for eBay notices and other updates from me about how things go, about where I can put all this. And if you just want to send me an email and make me an offer, go ahead. And no, you don't have to offer $1 million like I did for the t-shirt. For this, just tell me what you think it's worth to you to be one of the first people to get this whole thing for yourself to enjoy as things progress towards the new year that's coming, for the work ahead with everybody involved in all of this. So thank you guys for watching. Peace out.